Goodness. Let me be the first to say this narrative is especially popular today, more so than ever before. This characterization of religion as being so convoluted and polarizing stems, I believe, from the Protestant movement. I'm well aware that I'll take criticism for saying this, but Protestantism, in many ways, has so watered down religion in a vain attempt to please everyone, it has in fact lost all relevance to our disposable fast food culture today. With 33,000 different Protestant denominations all claiming to be the right one, this has really, left a bitter taste in the mouth and has led to a widespread, humdrum apathy towards practicing the faith. Every church claims authority, then there is no authority, So that is why Jesus prayed for his church to remain one at the Last Supper, because he knew that dissension would quickly breed discontent and a perversion of religious ideals. The main point of emphasis here is, even if we somehow quantified the notion of good, which, of course, without God's guidance is utterly subjective, your personal idea of what constitutes good is likely much different from mine. Without God as the objective moral standard, everything quickly falls apart. But even if we could all agree on a benevolent good, this would still have nothing to do with a person's salvation. Sanctity, perhaps, but salvation, absolutely not. Salvation is a destination, not a mental framework of morality. Let's use a small parable to illustrate the absurdity of this statement. Once there was 3 college kids from Wisconsin. They decided to drive to Florida for spring break. Maybe hit Orlando, swing by Disney World for a day or two. I know college kids wouldn't go to Disney World, but bear with me, it's a story, right? Now, the only catch is each of them have to drive separately because of scheduling conflicts. So with the Disney theme in mind, we'll name the 3 Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, okay? Number 1, first we'll look at Mickey. Mickey isn't really a great driver. He's had a few fender benders. But Mickey's big on technology. He has a brand new GPS and a phone with Google Maps, and worst comes to worst, he's always willing to stop and ask directions, okay? Now for Donald. Donald isn't a terrific driver either. He's got several speeding tickets and tends to forget his seatbelt from time to time. But Donald doesn't go in for all that techie stuff. He's old school. He prefers the old-fashioned fold-out highway maps and road atlases. He pays close attention to road signs and interstate directions. All right. So finally we get to Goofy. Okay. Goofy is easily the best driver of the 3. He's incredibly safe and meticulous about seatbelts and not speeding. He's never been in a wreck. He's never even been pulled over. But Goofy doesn't believe in directions of any kind. Okay, he doesn't make use of road maps or GPS and intentionally avoids reading road signs because he thinks they are pretentious and demanding. He doesn't like to be told what to do and how to get places. So he depends solely on his good driving to take care of everything. Okay, so all 3 of them embark separately on this spring break trip. Okay. In a day or two, Mickey shows up in Orlando, and 2 hours later, Donald shows up. Okay. After waiting for Goofy all afternoon, they decide to hit Disney World and do some shopping, get something to eat. When they return to the hotel, Goofy's still not there. The next morning comes and goes, still no Goofy. They begin to worry. Finally, Mickey turns to Donald and says, "Well, Goofy has to show up eventually, because he's such a good driver." Now, hearing the story, that final statement would be quite foolish, wouldn't it? Goofy being a good driver has categorically and unconditionally nothing to do with him making it to Florida. It works much the same way with a person's eternal destination. You can be the nicest, kindest, most warm-hearted person in town, but if you purposefully ignore the commandments of God, If you pay no attention to the teachings of the Lord, and if you reject the instructions of the church that he built and left for you, you will find yourself, much like Goofy, endlessly driving down the wrong roads.